Welcome to another Bomb Squad video. We're here at a pretty special place right now. Well, special to Tim and I and some other members of Bomb Squad. We are here at the Chesterfield V-Stock, which will be closing very soon, and we're here to say goodbye.
Yeah, spent many an hour over the last decade plus perusing their selections and figured we'd visit one more time.
Oh my God, charcoal. Wait, I had this toy as a kid. I remember having this. First, look at how much that does not look like Taylor Lautner. I might buy this. This is the very first realistic-looking first-person shooter I was ever allowed to play, Snowblind. My parents had a rule growing up that I couldn't play M-rated games and I couldn't play first-person shooters if they were realistic-looking. So like Call of Duty games, for example, like Call of Duty 1, 2, 3. I'm old, not that old. But Project Snowblind was the first one. My parents, well, my father specifically, said it was okay for me to play. So I have a lot of nostalgia for it. It's not good, but, you know, it's a lot of memories with that one.
We're gonna die in here. Okay, the door opens. Yeah, I got a pretty decent haul. First item we got is Sleepaway Camp on Blu-ray, which is a horror film that I have always quite enjoyed, and I figured it was about time that I own it, especially because earlier this year I actually got to meet Felissa Rose and got her autograph, and also gonna have associate producer credit on a movie she's in, Down the Long River, now in production. Don't Look Now, film starring the late, great Donald Sutherland. It's a solid horror picture. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which we talked about on the podcast last year. Come On, Come On. Pretty solid Joaquin Phoenix picture from a couple of years ago. Y Tu Mama Tambien, film from Alfonso Cuarón, which I haven't actually seen, but it's been on my list for a while, so excited to check that one out. And finally, to cap it all off, I got an anime test drive DVD of Record of Lodoss War, which I just thought was a very funny DVD because it's such a silly little relic of anime DVDs past, so I couldn't resist the opportunity to pick it up for $2. So that's my haul.
Well, I did not get much myself because I'm actually kind of a little broke right now. Whoopsies. But I got a couple of things. I got Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. We have talked about the Jackass movies on the podcast before. I like them all. This is an enjoyable enough movie. I got The Hangover Unrated. I don't think I've seen this movie since I was like 15. I remember liking it a lot and thinking it was funny, so this should be interesting. Men in Black 3, the second best Men in Black movie, and probably the only good sequel. I know there are some defenders of Men in Black 2, but we can all agree Men in Black International is an abomination. And finally, I got 2012, directed by the legendary Roland Emmerich. This was my first Roland Emmerich movie, and I have very fond memories of it because I watched it with my dad. And I don't know about you, a lot of times watching something with your dad or with a close family member or friend kind of enhances the experience of it and the quality of it in your mind. And on that note, Speaking of enhancing the quality of things with friends, the Chesterfield V-Stock. When Tim originally pitched this video idea to me, I originally had in mind that this would be some long conclusion talking about all the memories I've made at the Chesterfield V-Stock over the years, all the time I've spent hanging out with Joe and other friends there, just perusing the Blu-ray section, shooting the shit and everything. But Joe wasn't able to join us today. He was busy with his job. Rain doesn't live in St. Louis anymore, so it was just Tim and I. And the Chesterfield V-Stock itself, I mean, you can see it in the footage, it was rather barren. Most of the product isn't there anymore because it's being moved to other stores. And I'm sitting here thinking, that mall is dying. It's more popular as a pickleball court. The Chesterfield V-Stock is going to close in a few days. They didn't have some big blowout sale because they're gonna still try and sell this stuff. They're gonna move it to another location and they're still gonna try and sell it. I thought this would be another fun little silly video like the Bomb Squad says farewell to family video, which was the first Bomb Squad video we ever shot. Half of that crew wasn't able to make it here today, and I'm sitting here thinking just how much things have changed in the last 3.5 years. Chesterfield Mall was a dying mall when we started. When we first made that Bomb Squad Goes to V-Stock video early on, it was at the Chesterfield V-Stock. The dying mall became a dead mall. 4 years older than I was when we shot the Bomb Squad Says Farewell to Family video. I've changed a lot. I don't have as much money to just spend on used movies anymore. I have more grown-up bills I need to deal with. And the decline of V-Stock in general made me think about how much physical media is less popular and how much it's just going straight to streaming. There are a lot of recent movies I can't buy on Blu-ray anymore, but these movies are always going to exist. They're always going to be purchasable. My memories of the Chesterfield V-Stock will always be there, regardless if it's closing, regardless if that mall is dying. I have a lot of fond memories of that mall, and it's a pickleball court now. The older I get, the more I realize that two things are consistent. Life goes on, and things will change. Bomb Squad, all of us, are a lot different now than we were 3 years ago. Chesterfield Mall's a lot different, but we move on. Life goes on, and things change. That feels like a weird, long-winded conclusion for a video about getting movies at a V-Stock, but it's all I could really think of when we were in there. How much things have changed. So I'll just leave you on that note. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Slid my ticket across the table and I said, "Sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl."